Well, happy Friday. Welcome everyone to Simply Scrappy. I'm Tessa and it is Friday afternoon and today we are going to hack simple page hit number 8. This is a pretty simple layout, but I have 3 ideas to share with you today as you recreate it using the measurements and creating your own layout. So let me know what you're doing this weekend. Are you scrapping? Are you watching? Shocker to everyone that knows me, we have soccer this afternoon and tomorrow because we now are starting the high school soccer season. So there is no pausing between sports seasons around here. So um, this layout today is pretty summary, so it will be appropriate for a lot of pictures maybe you're taking this summer, this July. It is a Hello Sunshine theme. And it has another large title, Sipping on Sunshine. It has some sunglasses, lemons, citrus things to share with it. It is really cute. It will be fun to put together. So all you need to start is your 12-inch trimmer. So those of you that are new to the Simple Page Kits, it comes with 2 base papers that are already decorated. That's the part that we're going to hack. And then we have 1 sheet of the mat. So the benefit of them printing this mat paper is they're able to give us 3 different designs on 1 sheet. Obviously, when we hack it, we would have to pull out different papers to get that same effect. I'm going to go ahead and cut these apart. You can do it from the top or from the back. They're straight lines. It is hard to cut right along the line, so I'm going to do it from the front and do my best to see if I'm on the lines. If you guys aren't familiar with the 12-inch trimmer, they are these little sight lines that you can pull out top to bottom to kind of help you see where your cut guide should be. They just push out of the way. So I'm trying to get pretty accurate so I don't have to clean up either side. This color, the corals, kind of run together pretty similarly. So I actually don't think you'd be able to tell so much. I'm looking over here at my 4 inches too, because the edge of this plaid is actually kind of hard to differentiate. And then the back of this piece has 4x3 sections. So cut those along the line. I agree. I think these simple kits are a bargain. They're only $5.50 and they come with 3 sheets of paper and the sheet of stickers. It has the title for you. It is ready to be one and done. They are easy, not just for beginners, I think. So that is not all the cutting. These are matte, so I do have to cut these in half. And then we'll lay out our base papers. I'm really bad about remembering the sticker sheet, but it does come with a sticker sheet, and they have us adhering these sunshine stickers along this seam here, so you can turn the paper however you'd like. Just following the line. Adhere those. I do love sunshine. It makes me very happy. I mean, every now and then I'm okay having like a gloomy, rainy day. We had one last week, and it was actually helpful for me because I didn't feel tempted to sit outside all evening. Instead, I came in here and started cleaning through some piles I've had buried all summer. Then the rest of the layout in here is just the mat. So this is optional. You can adhere the mats now. You can wait until you have your photos picked out, but this is the orientation that they do suggest. Then they have a little journal box for over here. And these 4x3 mats, you would just want to trim down your photos just enough to fit inside of there. They show them a little cockeyed. I know some of you are more comfortable than that. I have to be pretty intentional about not having my photos straight up and down. I don't love the angle. I mean, I think there is a time and a place for it, But if you don't want them, you can definitely line them up here in the mats. So I'm not actually going to put these photos down, but I did pull out some photos that would work on this layout. They go with the rest of them that I've been making. So I felt like this set was a little bit too pastel to work in with the summer break that I've been using. But this one is a 5x7. So if I did want to rearrange, you have lots of space so you could fit in a larger photo. You can definitely fit a vertical on this side. I could trim this down to fit in that paper. This is printed to the 4x5.3, which is why it's not already 4x6, and I could still have some space up there. The journal box is also flexible enough to turn horizontal. So you can see how cute that this layout would look with some summer photos. And so then when you're ready to commit to your photo layout, and I am not, I would take one of these large sticker titles and you could put it right here or just wherever you're shifting your space and accent the rest of the way around with the little stickers. So that is simple page kit number 8. Pretty basic, right? So how do we hack this? I've been looking forward to this one. To hack the base pages, we're going to need 3 different papers. So this is a print up here, and we need at least 5 inches for each side. You could easily choose one 12-inch paper and cut it in half, so you can have 6 for each side. That's what I'm going to do. And the bottom of it is 7 inches, so you will need 2 different sheets of paper to be able to get the full 7 inches for each side. And then we have a secondary piece in here that you want a sheet this is a 3.5. This is 3x11, but if you have a 4x12, I'm going to show you a technique you could use with one of your frame punches. And then as you notice, that whole sheet that we cut up, the cutting guide was really all matte. So I'm going to leave that part out for now because I think you would customize that based on the photos that you're using. So you want to pick out those 3 pieces. So I went through and I have some pictures from this weekend that you guys have seen all summer from Memorial Day weekend. The kids were playing ball. And so while this layout would have also worked, like I said, it's a little bit too muted for the scheme I've been doing on the rest of the pages. But I found this paper in Sun Rays for Days. I was really excited about this grass print, and it has the little flowers in there. So I thought this would be nice for the top of the layout. And so then I was working my way back. I was trying to figure out, about the yellow. And I pulled this scrap out. I have the option for the sunshines, which I think would be cute. If that's a little bit too much, I can flip it and there's more of a white and yellow print on the back that's a little bit more subtle. And then for the bottom, I was going through all the packs. This Life, the Crafted. The problem with this green, I love green, but there are different tones to green. And this falls more in the yellow family, so it's more of that avocado pesto green, not the Kelly green that's been in our more recent packs. So this is actually cactus and lily pad cardstock that I went and pulled through. The cactus is similar to avocado. It's going to pull in those kind of those darker tones. And then the lily pad is really kind of straight on, the same as the grass. So I have those in cute, along with a sheet of white cardstock. I'm guessing maybe I would matte and white. I'm not totally sure about my mattes yet. I might actually do two-tone green. And I have a sheet of yellow to coordinate as we work through some of the options. So I'm going to create mine first, and then we'll walk through a couple of the options. I don't think I'm actually going to use, I take that back. I think I know which options I'm going to use, and then we'll talk about some of the other options. So I need to cut this in half. Even though you only see 5 inches, I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half at 6 so that I have some room to overlap each side. And then for my sunshine, I'm going to go ahead and cut this to, what did I say, 3x11. because I know that I am not going to use this with a frame punch. I'm going to show you how to use that, but I'm going to use some white, not my actual paper I'm going to use. So these are 3 inches. I will want them to be 3 by 11. So I have 2 options. I can either measure 11 or measure 1 off and cut it off here. So if I'm going to cut them both, make sure I'm lined up. Okay, so these give me my 3 by 11s. Of course, keep these little pieces. You never know when you might need a little piece for your corner clusters. I think I'm losing my mind. I know I pulled out. Yeah, I did. Okay, they're sticking together. I'm like, I know I pulled out 2 pieces of green. Okay, this one, actually, before I cut this, we're going to talk about the first option. So the first option, before I cut into this base paper, and you don't have to cut this down to 7 inches, but let's look at what this side's going to look like. And you guys will need to let me know what you think of the video quality. This is actually using my webcam, not my phone. I think we figured out all those streaming issues actually had to do with my phone cord. I tried a couple of them. So I feel like this is a little dark, but let me know. So this is the basic concept for how it would look. I'm going to have the 5 inches you can see up here. Maybe it's better if I cover that up. And then I'm going to have about 7 inches of paper down here. And then I have this 3 by 11 piece. I can either do the sunshines or the yellow. So one of the options that you could use is cutting along this bottom piece right here. You could use either a knockout style or an edge style. So I have 2 options. So before I cut this, I'm going to punch both ends so that I can flip it and show you what each option would look like. The first one I chose is the Graph BMC. This is older, a little bit harder to find. This is why you collect them all. When they come out, you never know. So I'm going to punch this side with the grass. I could say these two, those little grass clusters could come in handy. And on the flip side of it, I'm going to punch a knockout. So if you're not familiar with the BMC differences, a knockout is going to leave a straight edge. The edge style leaves a decorative edge. Now this is Sunshine, another oldie. There's a firm punch. Get all my trash out of the way. This one is messy. I'll use it for the yellow side for now, a little bit less busy. So if I wanted to do the edge style, I don't know how well you can see on camera. It is going to be more of a, more of a tone-on-tone design unless I layer it behind the yellow. So I could layer it behind the yellow and you're really going to see that grass pop. I am probably, the reason why I haven't cut my paper yet is I would have to adjust for how much I punch here and do I want it bigger than 7 inches. So I would say yes in this case. If I want this to overlap my piece, I would want to cut more like closer to 8, a little 7.5. So I like that effect. That's kind of what I think I'm probably going to go with, is pull that grass up there. The other option with a knockout, if you choose a knockout style, you're going to have to put something behind it to pop your design. So if I pop some yellow, you can see suddenly we see the suns, and I could layer that underneath the yellow there, and then I would trim that at 7 inches still to maintain that. So that would give me, kind of have to imagine it's cut off down here. But those are two options, a knockout style along the straight edge or an edge style punch for right there. I like the grass, I think. I mean, the sunshines are cute too. So here's my photos. I haven't trimmed them down yet, but they are playing in the grass. They're playing ball, playing soccer. So I'm gonna have to trim these down quite a bit over here. And then I would decide what color would I mat them with. So I could clean up the trim a little bit. I think white would be too much. These aren't like portrait style photos, you know, where I necessarily, if I put that on white, it's really, I think, going to be too bright, even though I have the white in here. I think it accents the clutter around the photo. I won't be able to crop all of that out. I could do yellow. I don't love yellow, but it would pop that against the green. But then my other option that I was considering is more of a tone-on-tone green, where maybe it doesn't show up so much on camera, but in person, I kind of get more of that monochromatic look, where it's going to give the picture a little bit of a pop off the green, but it's going to play off the two-tone I have down here without creating this like flashing lights, I feel like, around the photo. So that's what I'm leaning towards, as actually using the tone-on-tone green for that. So what do you guys think? Does anybody want to vote before I veto it? Like I said, I think I'm going to go with the grass. I do like all the options. So I need to trim this to a little less than 8. Basically, I want the 7 inches to start below the blades. So I'm at about 7 3/4 for the top of the grass. Now I have this, I can save this for some other layout. I need to do my other one now. I've lost my holder. Everything gets buried so fast. Yeah, good. Thanks for agreeing with me on the grass green. I don't get to use my grass punch very much, and it definitely goes with that paper. I need to trim this one the same. Now I can paper weld these together. My grass paper on the top. My green on the bottom. I'm going to tuck this in so I can decide exactly where I want that to be. I'm going to go about 2 inches down from the top. You can see what the sunshine would look like. I mean, it probably is a little bit too busy. Other part of me liked it. And then you have plenty of allowance down here for the paper weld. You could even put your tape along here. We're going to measure on the 13 by 13 mat to give us the 12-inch base. So that's one side. Now add my yellow to the other side. There we go. That is my basic layout hack. And then I would start working on my photos before I really determined what shape I would need mats. Mats always are last for me. I don't even know what they were fighting over here. Maybe the ball. I thought about actually doing these as a peekaboo, which means I'd have to leave them as 4x6. I thought I had one other, maybe not. I probably can do them myself. So then I have kind of theories. I think sports actions, they get me a little bit. I like to keep all of them in a row. So these are obviously all going to be big, but I'm kind of laying out the ones I pared it down to. I ended up with 4. And so before I trim these down, what I'm looking for is my largest cut, which one would have to be cropped the tallest for consistency. And so it's going to be this photo. So as I make my series for the action, I'm looking at probably doing 4.5 is going to probably be a little bit. I can probably get away with 4.25 for all of these. So I'm going to start with that trim. The new personal trimmer should be coming in August at some point. We don't know the date yet. It did not come out in today's launch. I probably should have shifted that slightly down. And I know that I can go ahead and make this. These are not all necessarily going to be the same width. I'm going to trim them down and then see what I end up with. We'll see if I can convert to the trimmer or not. I sure like mine like this. And this one I can make pretty a lot skinnier. So launching today, I just saw right before I logged on, we are getting some new baseball and football embellishments, but soccer has once again been left out in the cold, which does not make me very happy. I just want one real soccer embellishment pack. I know it's not as popular as football and baseball, but geez, we just had football earlier this year. I don't know if that one, I'm not gonna be able to trim that much thinner. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sports left out. Lacrosse, hockey, basketball is a big one. There's so much, even now with Caitlin Clark, the WNBA is getting so big. I keep wanting to take Campbell to see a game, but the tickets are hundreds of dollars. So we have not done that yet. So over here, the awkwardness is a little bit is that I'm probably gonna have to overlap my grass down here. I can't get them above. I'm not going to see probably very much my grass. I'm trying to figure out, can I even fit all 4 photos? I kind of like maintaining that over there. I could drop one out or move it down. I can't really trim these any thinner. I mean, I could cut part of her leg. I still can't quite squeeze that one in there. But I could keep the 3 up there. I could always pull this one down here. I could keep these in a peekaboo. I don't really need a whole 4x6. I could cut my peekaboo down to a 4x5 with a fuse tool and drop a whole inch right there. I could even keep this one here. And then I decided if I want to keep this one in when she finally got the ball away from Campbell. I guess it is a little bit more significant. So if I did get those down to like 5 inches and trim that, I could probably get all of these in a row. My goal most of the time is how many pictures can I fit? Do I kind of smother the layout a little bit? A little bit, but I'm not doing more than one layout for these. And then these are the pictures I included. Emerson with the ball. So they're a little taller. I'm not going to be able to trim them down quite as much. I can get like you trim some more. Then I see, what did I end up with? That's a little less than 5 inches. I'm going to trim the bottom down first, and then I can flip this. That's the bad thing. I can't see 5 on here, but I can just hold this one here. So they're the same. Or maybe just use that one as the focus one. I could pull this down. It would have been helpful if I had taken some horizontal photos, but I did not on this day. So with how tight these are getting, it begs the question, do I even have space to mat these? Maybe not down here. If I left these in a row, I probably would not mat them because it shows that green coming through. I'm kind of left with blank up there. So, but I could accent that with title, journaling, embellishments. That's the problem with not having I'm kind of relegated to like sunshines. Um, I did find those old toddler balls I used on one of my layouts. Was that Power Hour last week? I could go back and find some more of those. Um, I could pull out the journaling mats and try to find something. I had so many photos. I wasn't actually anticipating having space for a journal box, so I don't have anything picked out. This is summer break. I don't think any of them are going to work. I might have to go find my Sunrays pack, which I don't know if I've actually ever opened. Um, if I wanted something big, the problem with this one is it's really big and it pulls in the blue, and I'm really down to a green and yellow color scheme. These are the things that suck up all the time debating about where to put them on your layout. I also have some border stickers. So if I wanted to add something else, like I pulled out these, you guys have the totally tonal. These were yellow and green. I would not probably use the stars, but I thought these flowers might go okay if I had space along the bottom, which I think I would. Or I could punch something with a chain. I could even do like rolling sunshine. No. Yeah, I said rolling sunshine, didn't I? Yeah. So rolling sunshine, which came out of Secret Box, I haven't used much. I could punch that and put it down here if I wanted to. The reason why I kind of like the sticker is it pulls together the green and the yellow and the white. It's a cohesive thing to use across the bottom. So if I wanted to do that, I have a couple of options. I could just go ahead and lay down the sticker, and then I could adhere my photos above it accordingly. I'm gonna have to trim that one down. I'm gonna keep it big. I might have to trim off more of that ball. Or I could leave it over here on the side. I might have to lose this photo. There's just not a lot of space. So let's put the sticker down. I'm just trying to line up my base paper again. I'm going to keep it under the 1 inch mark, just it's about 1/2 inch all the way across. This one can overlap it a little bit. And my 3 photos up there. I will have to work on my peekaboo for that section. And I could overlap that one there. So I think the sticker does kind of pull together the 3 colors. I'm going to put this down and then I'm going to go show you, I'm going to show you the last option, which I'm not using, which is the frame punch. Because I'm sure no one wants to sit here and watch me deliberate about embellishments. I think that's going to take me a minute. So the other option is to use a frame punch right here. So what would that look like? I need to start with a 4 by 12 piece. So not 3 by 11, you need a 4 by 12. We've had several different frame punches along the way. I picked out Dollop Arch, which is still a current one, and we only want to frame one side. When I start with a frame, I'm starting with a silver line on the right or the left. And you're going to pull it through, punch the entire way. Line it up on the blue. And so I'm going to go ahead and go off the edge because I'm not framing this one. I want to get that partial edge down there. And then I'm going to flip this to frame this end. So I line up that with the silver. I'm going to get a bonus little square. So it's going to give me a piece that is a little more than 3 inches. It's about a little over 3.5. And with a little more, it's more like 11.5. But we can't get exactly to 3 by 11 because we have to have even measurements. So if I wanted to use this instead of your design, you don't have to have an edge style down here. You could just have your straight edge. You can see how you could tuck this in there and get a very similar effect with a frame punch. So in review, the 3 options for hacking this layout: use a frame punch using a 4 by 12 piece, using an edge style right here. If you do an edge style, you're probably going to want to cut that larger than 7 inches so you have some overlap. Or you can use a knockout style. And if you do that, you'll need to cut like an inch or so behind it. And then you could push your photos up or have it. This really would look better if you had horizontal photos that would fit up there. So that's 3 options for hacking it. And we obviously didn't get into the cut guide per se. This piece here, which those were all matte. So if you wanted to maintain the 4 by 3s, you just cut 4 by 3s and 4 by 6s for your mats. So hopefully that helps provide some inspiration for what you can do with this layout. So how are you guys doing? If you do create it, I want to see you post it. Use the Scrapbooking Ideas and Inspiration group. I would like to see which adaptation that you use. My mind was kind of spinning with options for up here. I think it would be really cute with some of those frame punches. I feel like the frame punches don't get framed very much. We don't use this, so it's a fun way to pull some of those together. And I'm looking through the comments, glad that you guys joined me. I'm glad that you like the green. That you're right, I'm not a fan of tangerine. It would have worked for the right photos. Looks like you guys have some fun summer weekend plans also. So just a reminder that next Friday I will have something pre-recorded. I leave for California on Wednesday to go get Emerson. She's going to be completing her summer-long camp counselor stuff. So I'll be flying out to Fresno to pick her up outside Yosemite. And then she's going to show me all around camp. I need to figure out the hotel for that night, somewhere local, probably there. And then we will be heading out to the coast, going to Carmel by the Sea. Or is it Carmel? Carmel by the Sea? Carmel? I have a Carmel next to me. Here, we call it Carmel, but I think it might be Carmel out there. So I have a couple nights of hotel there, and then we'll have to get back to Fresno to fly home because it was just ridiculously expensive to have a rental car dropped off at some other location. So I will have some pre-recorded content, something to go live Friday at 1 o'clock when I'm there. Yes, I will take great pictures. I don't know when these pictures are going to get scrapped. It's taken me all summer to scrapbook this one family reunion day I had here. And I still need to go back and do the other vacations, but someday, right? Someday I'll be retired like all of you and have more time to sit. So if you want to find the blog post, it will be up by tomorrow on tessascrapbooks.com. And don't forget to check out the shop in the coming weeks because we have been busy adding stuff from buyouts that we've gotten, some odds and ends and different punches and stuff. So that stuff should start appearing tomorrow. We had a launch today, preview today. It is a school collection, and like I said, baseball, wishful thinking, baseball and football embellishments, and a few other things. So I'll get them put up there also. Those will launch on Monday, but I'm sure if you guys are like me, you probably maxed yourself out with the promo that we just had, and obviously the school stuff's not going anywhere anytime soon. We should have it for at least a year or two. I think I believe we're replacing back to school, so we might all have to take a little break and use up some of the stuff that we just bought before we buy more, but that's the way the world goes. So I appreciate you all joining me, and I will see you next time on Simply Scrapping.